This morning, police in Bay City are still trying to figure out who killed Justy Stillwell. And a warning for you this morning. This may be hard to listen to. His arms and legs found Wednesday. And right now we're waiting on results from autopsy reports. Well, this morning, one man is dead and another is in critical condition after a shooting at the Eastern Market in Detroit. This was on Sunday. Officers directing traffic there after the Detroit Lions game when that shooting happened. Police say a fight broke out around 4:30, but that ended quickly.
Oranges?
Like a burnt
orange.
That would look really cute on you.
Thanks.
I love it.
Aw, I appreciate
Yeah.
it. What a nice little look.
Yeah, so it goes to show that they have things for men, they have things for women. So Galentine's really isn't just for the girls. It can be for the guys.
Yeah, it looks like they got some stuff.
Right now, details are pretty limited, but we're working to learn what's happening. We're live in Saginaw Township right now. TV5's Lauren Piesco is there. Lauren, good morning. One person was shot and taken to the hospital. As of now, no word on their condition just yet, what led up to that shooting or if anyone has been arrested. Look at your screen right now. TV5 photojournalist capturing this scene. This is on the city's west side. The first time since the Bush versus Gore decision back in the year 2000 that the High Court is at the center of a presidential election once again. We are out at Board and Brush in Saginaw. We have a hammer. We have a mallet. We have paint. We're going to show you how to turn this into this. We'll be right back. Lots of news to get to you this morning, including a local fire department who's now partnering with the National Weather Service. We'll tell you the importance behind this. That story is coming up for you in just a minute. But first, let's go ahead and get you out the door weather-wise. So, Matthew, we are seeing some flurries coming down. How should we dress to be weather prepared today?
I'd say dress here. We'll send it over to you.
All right, Matthew, thank you. We have a traffic alert for you this morning. MDOT is starting work on M20 today. They're redoing US 127 to Mission Street in Mount Pleasant. That work should be done sometime in November. MDOT hosting an open house about the project from 4 to 5:30 at its Transportation Service Center. All right, so some of us actually heard this siren not too long ago when a tornado hit us here in mid-Michigan. It's a sound that many of us really never want to hear because it could mean that a tornado is coming right your way. This is part of an early warning system that works with the National Weather Service. It depends on people on the ground to interpret what they see on radar. With this week being Severe Weather Awareness Week, becoming a storm spotter for the NWS is now as easy as taking a class. Listen to this. Thomas Township Fire Department is now partnering with the Saginaw County Emergency Manager and National Weather Service to host a Skywarn training class, completely free and open to you.
We use the Skywarn spotter.
The training is open to all ages, especially if you have an interest in weather and you want to help report severe events.
In the Skywarn training, we're going to cover a little bit of what happened last year across South.
You can attend that Skywarn training Thursday, March 21st at 7. A statewide tornado drill is Wednesday afternoon. Be sure to stay here with us, TV5. We're going to have some severe weather safety tips from our First Alert Weather team all week long, and we have some more coming from Matthew in about 15 minutes. A hearing for the man accused of setting the former Days Inn Hotel on fire in Bridgeport Township just last year. Andrew Shank has a hearing to learn what kind of sentence he could get if he does take a plea deal. He's charged with third-degree arson. The hearing is at 9 this morning. President Joe Biden turning his focus out west this week with planned stops in multiple states. This comes as former President Trump now facing some criticism this morning from Biden and Republicans over the tone of his rally speech in Ohio over the weekend. Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
I won't be endorsing Donald Trump this year.
Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Back here in Michigan, Supreme Court Justice David Viviano announcing he will not be seeking re-election. Viviano appointed in 2013 by Rick Snyder. He won elections in 2014 and 2016 with the endorsements of the Republican Party. His term does end at the end of 2024. 2 Supreme Court seats will now be open on Michigan's ballot in the fall. Viviano's seat and Justice Kyra Bolden, who is now running to fill the partial term of former Justice McCormack. Bolden was appointed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer in January 2023. Well, you will soon be able to see financial disclosure information for our Michigan elected officials and candidates. The Michigan Department of State launching a new website this week. The filings available later on this spring. They include sources of income, employers, and investments. Incumbent officials have until April 15th to submit their information, and candidates have until May 15th. A local organization is providing support for people who struggle with substance abuse. The Gratiot County chapter of Families Against Narcotics introducing itself to the community. The group hosting a monthly family forum that's aimed at giving people in recovery a safe space. The forum is at St. Louis City Hall starting at 6:30 tonight. Flint City Council interviewing applicants to finish the term of late Councilman Eric Mays. He died just last month at the age of 65. The special meeting planned for Thursday. Interviews are inside the City Council chambers at 5:30. Look at them go. Runners hit the pavement ahead of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Bay City Sunday. This was the 51st year of the race. The top three in the 8K and 5K races included runners from Midland, Bay City, and Clare. The Midland man who won the 8K also finished third in the 5K. Guess he's a very ambitious man. TV5 News Time this morning just turned 6:38. River Jordan hosting a fundraiser today. We'll tell you how you can get a delicious meal while helping our local foster children. Here's a live look at I-75. Traffic is picked up, but it is flowing smoothly, so no need to worry. Here's your on-time traffic brought to you by your Mid-Michigan Toyota dealers. It's green, so it's good. Matthew has a look at that first alert forecast that you don't want to miss. Maybe some chances of snow, maybe not. He's going to tell us coming up. So let's take a walk, walk us through.
Alrighty. So down this hall we have rooms.
27 with big dreams.
This one's right here is handicap accessible. It's a closet right here. We have all of our cleaning supplies. We do have chores that we have to do.
Hollywood dreams.
When I was little, it was acting.
Still alive for Saginaw native Jasmine Brooks.
And I feel like it's still that.
Now back in Michigan.
I've been doing auditions in California, Florida, Minnesota.
Hopes of being an actress now on hold because like many across the country and here in mid-Michigan, the dream now finding stable and affordable housing.
It was just difficult to focus on anything.
Jasmine now relying on the Mustard Seed Shelter in Saginaw.
It just gives you a break of just from the world. You can focus really on you and the goals that you have set for yourself.
A safe place and women's shelter, creating community until women and their children can find permanent housing.
It gives you room to just progress.
And now the ladies there, along with their children and people in shelters all across the state.
Initially, I never planned to be here for 10 months. I actually thought the process was going to be really quick.
Staying longer than usual.
But it wasn't. The process is jump starting now. So yeah, I'm looking for places.
Jasmine is like many others looking for affordable housing.
I'm just looking for something that's in budget.
Needing housing now.
Most people don't work with housing programs, and the ones that do, it's probably not the area you want to live in.
But forced to wait.
It's really multifaceted right now.
The housing crisis, leaving thousands of Michiganders like Jasmine without a home, struggling to find somewhere that's safe, reliable, and affordable.
This is not just a California problem or a New York problem. I mean, this is a Michigan problem.
Right now in Michigan alone, a need for 190,000 housing units, and that number expected to increase.
When you think about that high of a number, that's just going to happen in a few years here. You're going to have over 2.5 million people that could be looking for housing.
The housing crisis making an impact in Michigan in multiple ways.
A real crisis of affordability for folks across all levels, whether that's people looking for affordable places to rent a unit.
Those looking to own a home now dealing with
interest rates or just the flat out cost to build things is becoming a huge challenge.
Another layer, housing diversity.
Missing things like duplexes, triplexes. And so the housing crisis really runs the gamut: affordability, availability, accessibility to people with disabilities, but also just diverse types of housing.
The question now,
it affects everyone in our state.
How to fix it.
is really going to depend on who you ask.
Tim Clont, director of MISTA's Partnerships and Engagement Division, a part of a new team now tackling the crisis with a first-of-its-kind statewide housing plan.
First, we want to cultivate and sustain a connected and collaborative housing ecosystem. Second, we want to produce or preserve at least 75,000 housing units across the state.
Goals and priorities differ by region based on a letter system going from A to O. Region G covering counties including Gladwin, Midland, Saginaw, Gratiot, and Bay.
We identified 3 priorities: communication and education, home ownership, and housing stock.
Region H covering Lapeer, Genesee, Shiawassee, and Tuscola.
The housing stock, just growing in general, our amount of housing, rental housing, our housing ecosystem, and particularly how we're using that to empower folks to prevent and end homelessness, and then housing communication.
The overall goal:
Find housing available for everybody.
the 5-year housing plan currently on track.
We are on track to meet, if not exceed, our goal of 75,000 units.
Tim admitting, although it is a good start, the housing crisis in Michigan still has a ways to go.
Even when we hit that 75,000th unit, our work is certainly not done.
So for those like Jasmine still looking, still waiting, still struggling, the fight for affordable, accessible housing continues.
Success and just happiness, and I just feel like that comes with focus.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Everything is not the end of the world. Like, it seems like it's the end of the world, but if you really just try to concentrate,
Sierra Searcy,
you realize it's not.
TV5.